Okay. So, episode 18. I'm going to start off on a very light note. I'm going to start off with a question. Have you guys ever stared into the abyss and then you look deep down
That was a
and then you
fantastic
realize
intro.
That was a
That was fantastic intro.
I told you not to interrupt me. Let me finish it. It's a pretty decent dialogue.
Alright, continue.
No, it's too late. The mood's gone. Welcome back to episode
It's
18,
not gone.
guys.
It's not gone. It's not gone. It's not gone. Continue.
It's not gone. You're ruining it right now. Just continue.
Continue.
No, I
Just
don't feel
continue.
it. I don't feel like it now.
Continue. Continue. You cunt. Start it.
I was going to ask if you ever stare down in the abyss and then realize you're never climbing out.
No.
Are you okay? Do you need help?
Who doesn't?
See, you were supposed to talk this soon. I feel like we keep forgetting to tell the guests not chime in.
Alright.
That's true.
Just introduce. Okay, just probably introduce the episode now. You fucked it.
Yeah, that's
Fuck it.
I fucked it. I fucked it. I prepared like a.
But
Guys,
what
guys,
kind
guys,
of
stop
what
arguing,
what kind
stop
of dialogue?
arguing,
What
stop
kind of
arguing.
intro dialogue is? Have you stared into the abyss?
You didn't listen to the whole thing with feeling. Anyway, let's not waste more time. So it is episode 18. We're off to a brilliant start as we always are, and today we have another guest with us.
As usual, because
As usual, we've had a lot of guests recently.
I swear.
So, without further ado,
Let's begin.
ado. It's like
Ado.
ado.
It's
It's ado. My bad. Can you please introduce yourself to our loyal, loving
general
viewers?
public. Do you introduce yourself to the general public?
Okay. Hi, my name is Saba. I am 18. That's all.
No, you know
Oh,
what? You know what?
Yeah, go ahead.
All our guests, they say something short and they're like, I think that's enough.
Yeah.
But no, we're gonna make you say a bit more because you have your own podcast. You should be doing better.
Alright. Okay, so I have a podcast. It's very on brand for me. It's called the Last Brain Cell Podcast. And yeah, that's it. That's basically me. Yeah.
Would you mind featuring Shreyas on that podcast from time to time?
Sure.
Oh my god.
She's lying. She's lying.
It's the last brain cell joke.
She probably doesn't.
It's the
want
last
to.
brain cell joke.
Okay, so
No, it's because I have a lot of brain cells. That's why.
Sounds
Oh,
believable.
okay. Then it would not
Right. So
work.
anyway,
so you're an average human being then.
exactly.
I've noticed Shreyas' hair changes more
Let's
often than my
continue.
chair.
Yeah. So I got a haircut like
3 times in
a
a
couple
row
of
in a
days
month.
ago.
That's
No.
not very often.
For a guy at least.
I see.
No,
really-
so
No, for
no.
anyone.
So the thing is, I had like really long hair.
Yeah, we know.
I straightened it. It became I'm telling her. She probably didn't know. So it became terrible. Then I cut it. It was still terrible. Now I cut it again. It's fine.
And it's still
And
terrible.
the
Debatable.
No, it's fine. It is fine.
It's bald,
It is
it's
fine.
still terrible.
No, and the worst part is like one day before the actual haircut, my mom got me a hairband,
Okay.
and
What a
now I
thoughtful
can't
gift.
use it.
What a thoughtful gift. It's been ruined, Shreyas. What have you done?
And now I can't
Shreyas-
use it.
Shreyas, you went
Yeah.
from black curly hair to blonde curly hair, which was only blonde in the front.
Blonde?
Yeah.
Why?
Oh, that was way back. That was way back. That was like before the podcast.
No, I didn't ask when it was. I asked why.
That was legitimate.
It looked good.
Funny.
No, it looked
was,
good.
It was the funniest scene. He
I
walked
have a lot
into
of
class.
haters, man.
Wait, didn't you have red? Didn't you have red hair? Or am I dreaming?
What?
No. So let me explain the timeline of
timeline
my
of his
hair.
hair, yes.
Right? Yeah.
Okay.
So in the beginning of my college year, I had black curly hair. Right.
Okay.
Then I made it like somewhat blonde. I had blonde streaks, which
Okay.
didn't look very good, but looked decent only.
Hmm.
And then I have a lot of haters, man. Anyway, so I like during the break, I got like some red streaks along with the brown streaks, and
Okay,
it
so I
looked
was
really
right.
good. Yeah, and it looked really good until the red faded away. Then it was back to the blonde, and then I went back to
I'm
the black hair.
imagining a Hot Wheels car. That's never a good sign.
Fair enough.
Unless you're playing with
I went back to the black hair, and then like a year later, I got it straightened, and yeah, all the 3 haircuts in 1 month.
Makes sense.
Oh.
Makes absolute sense.
I mean,
So I like to experiment with my hair.
No, do you realize that your hair is not even straight anymore?
Yeah, I know. It's curly now.
So why did you straighten your hair then? How much did you pay for it?
I don't
Yeah,
remember.
he doesn't know. He doesn't know. It's just like the
No, he's
money
lying. Everyone knows.
comes
No,
and
I
goes out
don't
of the
remember.
wallet.
Wait, you got it chemically treated and straightened it, and then decided to cut it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like the way it looked. So
I think you should know that Shreyas is filthy rich.
I'm
I
not
mentioned it. I mentioned it.
No,
right.
all
So
I can
moving.
take from this is that he's extremely indecisive.
And he loves ghee, so let's.
Where did
What?
ghee come from?
I'm confused as well.
Why ghee?
Nobody knows.
It's
Okay.
all the Taylor Swift.
You. Yeah.
For you guys watching,
agree.
Taylor Swift is his Discord persona.
What do you mean Discord persona?
Oh,
My
I'm sorry.
general persona.
Okay.
He forces us to listen to Taylor Swift like before the podcast every single time.
The best way to
Honestly
welcome a guest.
terrible.
The best way to welcome a guest. Speaking of the guest, where are you from? Where's the name from?
I'm from. Oh, okay. So I'm born here, but in Bangalore. But my mom is from Iran. Like my entire mom's side of the family is from Iran, and my dad is from. If I'm not wrong, he's from Chennai.
I mean, if you're not
So-
Oh, what
wrong,
do you mean? What if I'm?
Where is
how can you be wrong?
See, my dad is. It's very complicated. Okay, no one's been able to understand where I'm exactly from. So my dad was born in Hyderabad. His dad is from Hyderabad, but his mom is from UP, and then they shifted to Chennai when he was.
It's pretty simple. There's no confusions. Okay, you don't come to our podcast and leave empty-handed. I'm gonna tell you where you're from, and that's gonna be where you're from for the rest of your life. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're from Minnesota. Ooh,
I
remember that.
will.
You're from
I
Minnesota.
will own it. I will own it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
where did no? I wanted to ask, where did Minnesota come from? Like,
Where did ghee come from?
yeah, and where did ghee come from?
Just sometimes my headphones cut off and I can't really listen to you guys. So what do you say?
Is it worth it
Where
now at this
did-
point?
So I want to know, like, how does Tarun's brain work? Like, how did he get from Iran and Chennai? How did he get Minnesota?
It's pretty
It-
close
it-
enough.
it's-
man. It's basically the same thing.
I don't
It's
see
Oh,
why
split
you
the
see
my
it.
bad.
I don't
Yeah.
see why
Split
you
the
see it.
difference.
Yeah. Look, Minnesota
I'm
is in
sorry, man,
between
you're right.
Iran and Chennai.
I see. Right. I realized my mistake.
I don't know, man. Where have you been?
Hmm.
Not Minnesota.
Can I just jump in? Is Saba's video on?
Yeah, my video.
Yeah, it's on. It's on.
Okay, it's my bad, man. I couldn't see it. Anyway,
Guys, though.
I want to ask a question to kick things off for this episode. If we already haven't kicked things off, how much do you
I
guys
don't know.
talk?
Yeah.
How much do you guys talk to yourselves? If you do,
Talk to.
myself.
Don't we talk to ourselves on a daily basis? I mean, it's just you talking to yourself in your head
yeah, but how much? How much?
all the time. Is that just me?
No,
I
it's
mean,
you and
I-
Shreyas.
Right. So I don't know what that means, but yeah. So basically, I talk to myself. What do you mean by talking to yourself? Do you mean like having thoughts? Because
Out loud?
yeah,
or
having
like-
thoughts is basically talking to yourself all the time.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So do you mean like talking to yourself out loud?
No, I was curious because I read this fact that there are actually people who cannot visualize things. So there's people.
Oh yeah, I know about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you ask someone to like imagine you're on a beach and they just cannot imagine that they're on a beach, so it made me wonder other people who cannot like.
Wait,
what's,
but
like,
how does
formally-
that relate to talking to yourself?
Yeah.
No,
Talking.
look,
Yeah, I'm
you're
sure they can still
basically-
talk to themselves. Yeah.
You're still formulating things in your head. You're I don't know what's the word, simulating a conversation with yourself. So it would involve some kind of a, not a visualization, but
You're not imagining yourself inside your head and then talking to yourself.
no, but you're responding to somebody. That's how you talk to somebody, right? You say something and they respond to it. But that response, you are basically, you know what I mean?
No.
I don't know how else do I explain it.
No, but actually, so like jumping off of that, how often do you guys talk to yourself out loud? If you do,
No, I do it pretty often.
I like to pretend I'm Kurt Cobain in the shower and I talk to myself all the time. I also
Interesting.
Didn't Kurt Cobain commit suicide with a shotgun?
yeah, man.
He did.
He's unraveling the mysteries,
I don't see why you
putting the
think there's
pieces
no-
together.
No, so I kind of got confused with the basketball player, so that's why I'm asking.
What?
What?
Anyway, moving on. Moving on. Do you guys talk to
Wow.
yourself a
This guy
lot?
puzzles
Out
me,
loud.
man. This guy puzzles me.
Milan, do
I
you talk
puzzle
to
myself
yourself?
sometimes, man.
Do you talk to yourself?
I
out
talk
loud?
to myself, yeah. I talk to myself, yeah, somewhat out loud.
See, I have
So,
this
like-
thing. I wanted to ask one more thing. Do you guys, what language do you guys think in?
Mostly English.
What about you two?
Same.
English?
Mostly English, yeah. Mostly English.
See, it's strange because, okay, so when I was younger, I had an accent. Okay. And like obviously I've lost a lot of it now. But when I think, I still have the accent.
Oh, that's pretty cool, actually.
It's pretty strange.
For sure, some people have a kink for that kind of stuff. So
How do you have a king for thoughts, which
Yeah.
are inside your head?
You're not going to be able to hear them.
I could just go to someone who has the kink and say, "Look, I speak to myself in a different accent," and is that it? It works.
that's about it, man. That's how all kinks work.
That'd be convenient.
You can even have like a safe word and stuff, so you know when to stop.
No, so you just think out the safe word instead of saying it.
Treading on dangerous territory there, man. What if they can't hear you all of a sudden?
I don't know where this is going, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't even know where I was coming from, to be honest.
He didn't know where Minnesota was, man. What did you expect?
I mean, he knew where
Right,
Minnesota
right.
was. I hope.
Yeah, it's just-
It's in the middle of Iran and Chennai, that's all I know.
yeah, split the difference.
Smack bang in the middle.
Oh fuck.
But like going back to the talking to yourself question. So how in what situations do you talk to yourself? I mean out loud.
I talk to myself when I see someone I dislike.
Ooh. Nice.
She talked to herself thrice before
Judgment.
getting on the show.
Isn't there like the fear that they'll end up hearing you somehow?
It's possible.
Oh, always. I always get scared when I'm like writing an exam. For some reason, I feel like people can hear me.
I mean, what
That's weird.
what happens if they do? Do you just
I-
not
I
want them to
don't
know?
know. I just don't want them to know that I'm terrible at what I'm doing. Like, I could be writing a history exam and like writing an equation there. I don't want people to know that.
It's kind of
Wait,
selfish if
you're
you
not
ask me.
supposed to do that?
No, you're not.
I think Tarun's having a really bad realization today.
I have entire conversations
it's
at the randomest of times. Like, I say jokes to myself, not like jokes, but quips.
Are they funny?
I'm-
Is the question.
No, that's the thing. That's the thing. That is the only place where I actually use these jokes. In real
Do you
life. I don't-
laugh? Do you laugh at your own jokes?
Oh, that's another thing. Yes, I do laugh my own jokes. I laugh my own jokes all the time.
That's all it's about, man. Self-confidence.
I mean, when no one's laughing at your jokes, you kind of get used to laughing at.
Oh,
No, I didn't say nobody laughs at my jokes. I didn't say that. I just said I laugh at my own. I never said that I'm getting rejected outside, so I have to resort to speaking to myself.
Mm,
You assumed.
yeah.
So for me, like I end up talking to myself with completely random points. So for some reason, this is like really specific, but I mostly talk to myself when I'm buying grocery. And
Yeah,
That was funny for some reason, man.
no, so
yeah,
like
but that makes
I-
sense.
Just imagine
Yeah, exactly.
blonde-haired Shreyas pushing a grocery basket.
Don't even imagine the thinking part, just him pushing the cart.
Looking at a
No,
list
so, like-
and going, do I need this?
Yeah, go on.
no, so it's not only do I need this. I just talk to myself about random stuff like how was your day today? I actually ask myself that.
It's the dumbest fucking thing I've heard in my life.
It's
That's
No. So like
sad.
That's the only thing weirder than
I
that
didn't
would be
mean-
saying,
no.
"Hello, what's your name?" in your head. There's nothing dumber than that.
That would be less weird.
see, it's not how was your day in a sad way. It's like I'm trying to introspect what happened in the day. You know, that kind of stuff. But anyway, so I talk to myself during grocery shopping. So like, if I grab a cabbage or something, I just start speaking to myself randomly.
Yes, cabbage.
Yeah,
One.
cabbage. And then there's always the fear that someone will hear me talking and assume I'm a lunatic. And yeah.
Are you afraid that they're gonna intrude your mind?
What?
Are you afraid that they're gonna read your mind, or that you'll end up talking?
No,
out loud?
I talk out loud.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Cool. Yeah. No, but see, look, there's four of us here. If all four of us say that we're talking to ourselves, it's very likely that most people do.
Yeah, most people
Just
probably
based on
talk to
balance of
themselves,
probability.
But why did you ask about talking to ourselves?
Oh no, I was just talking to myself before the podcast began. So
Yeah, I'll give you a
Alright,
good reason
so-
to think about the weirdest shit in the world. It's like when they finally do discover mind control and like mind reading. If you don't have interesting stuff in your head, you're not going to be an obvious candidate. So,
No, if they ever discover that, I'm fucked. Like,
so are most of
I'm
us.
judging people left and right, bro. I don't want people to know what I'm.
Oh, that's it.
it wouldn't be too bad though. It wouldn't be too bad.
Dude, I will get beaten up on the road.
What kind of judgments are you passing?
Yeah, that's a really serious judgment.
Why would you get beaten up? Like, oh, I don't like her hair. No one's gonna beat you up for that. You must be doing some mad
They say
shit.
they say they don't like my hair all the time. I don't beat them up.
I've been beaten up for not liking someone's hair. I mean, it's pretty. It was a tough
Yeah.
time.
Very rough time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, what was I saying again? Hey, what are you thinking of then? Give us an instance of what you get beaten up for.
Okay. So, I don't know, man.
You
I
can
can't
take
think
names
of
if you want. You can take names if you want.
I'd rather not.
You must. There is no option now.
I'd rather
No,
not.
no, no. You gotta tell me what you think of either of the three of us, or one of the three
I
of
mean,
us.
I tend to. Okay, so if I don't like someone, I tend to go on about what I don't like about them in my head while I'm talking to them, and it involves a lot of insults. Very.
That's pretty impressive, actually. Like, while you're in conversation about just
Yeah,
like,
I'm not listening to them. It's just me thinking of how stupid
Wow.
they are.
you could be one of the most disrespectful people I've ever met.
Do you do these insults stop with them, or does it branch out to how they were raised and their upbringing and stuff?
Sometimes.
Look, if you don't go after their parents, is it even an insult?
That's true, man.
Okay,
That's
no.
true.
I mean, I don't normally blame parents.
Maybe you should. Maybe you should. That's the next step for you.
You must, yeah.
Don't get
Okay.
bored of the current stage.
Yeah. Thanks for the
Okay.
tips.
You're welcome. You're very welcome. Okay, I want to ask another thing. I don't want to keep talking about the thoughts thing. If you guys want
actually,
to,
like I have like one more question based on thoughts, but not exactly like about talking to yourself. But you guys have heard of intrusive thoughts, right?
Right.
define it for me.
So like sometimes you're just, let's say you're walking, and then you get like a really bad thought.
Yeah,
Like
all the time.
yeah. So what's your opinion on intrusive thoughts? That's my question.
What is my opinion?
They happen.
Right, but like, are you a bad person for having them? Because
I'd say
let's
so,
say
yeah.
like they're
I wouldn't
Let's-
say. I mean, unless you're like thinking of. I mean, you need to come from somewhere to think of something extreme. So.
Do you though? Maybe it's just
No.
curiosity.
It's all the movies you've been watching, man. That's the issue.
No, but
No,
actually,
so,
it
like-
could be
Maybe,
just you
maybe
came
it's
across
the
it somewhere.
anger towards your hair. Maybe it's the anger towards your hair, and how it could be. I'm just saying.
my hair is perfectly fine.
What's funny is she hasn't even seen it, and she's been going after your hair for like.
Yeah, exactly. You're judging me for no
I
reason.
think you can see it. You
I
can't
just
see it.
literally can visualize it. It's like
Oh, the blonde hair.
it's there. Like I can not even the blonde hair, the blonde and red.
Oh,
It's just
The blonde and red look fantastic.
that's a McDonald's color combo.
I
It
feel
didn't look like
I-
McDonald's color combo.
I feel like I visualize one of those TikTok Indian TikTok dudes on the road picking up girls.
Yeah. Those are pretty funny.
That is the worst
No.
insult that could ever be thrown at
Yeah.
you.
I don't. Why?
I'm sure you're aware
You
of it.
haven't even seen my hair and you're judging me for it.
Okay,
I'll send it to you after the episode. I'll send it to you after the episode.
Usually, we pick apart Shreyas because
Actually, just put up like a picture of my hair like during editing or whatever.
come on,
You'd love that,
man.
wouldn't you?
Jesus
Or don't.
Christ.
Or don't. You know.
Any publicity is good publicity, my right, Shreyas?
Okay, I'll stop talking about your hair.
No, please don't. This is the first episode where me and Menon haven't had to attempt to insult him. You're doing a work for us.
It's like I see. I'm feeling bad for Shreyas right now. I don't want him to go through this. He's a good friend.
Oh.
He's also stuck, but that's.
He is,
beside the
isn't he?
point. Yeah, he is
Yeah.
stuck.
He's even there. Shreyas.
I would love to just.
I
make
think
the
it got to
entire-
him.
Yeah, I think he just rage quit or something.
Yeah, I think
Anyway.
it got to him.
Beside the point, let's move on to the next stuff. Next, whatever.
You
you
not
want
want to wait
ask.
for. You not want to wait for him.
No,
Wait, I think he's back.
no.
Yeah.
He's back.
I can't see any of you.
That's because none of our cameras are switched on.
Oh, she knows that. I think. No.
Yeah, no, I know that. I was just asking
no, she
about
knows that.
Yeah,
Shreyas.
Chase is back. Chase is back.
Yeah,
Chris
I'm
back.
back.
So there's two of you. You have company. Can I ask the question finally now?
You must.
Yeah, ask the question.
You
Okay.
must.
Okay. So this collaboration happened out of nowhere. You didn't know any of us. What was I gonna ask? What are your thoughts?
More thoughts. I thought this was not supposed to be related to thoughts.
No, not the. What is your opinion on how like collab should be done? Do you feel like people should be like telling you exactly what we're gonna do beforehand?
Okay, so
Because you have a podcast as well.
yeah, so the thing with me is I carry a lot of nervous energy around with me. So I need everything to be planned out a certain way. I often write down the stuff that I need like done so that I can do them because I don't want to forget. So with my podcast, I like tell my guest, okay, so this is what we're going to be talking about, and then we brainstorm that topic before we record, just in case. So walking into this, I was just like, I don't know what I'm gonna talk about. This is gonna be interesting because I'm not nervous at all. But like I feel like I needed to do that so that I can like try to like go with the flow sometimes. And this is like turning out to be quite fun, getting to know people through a podcast.
I just want to say it's too soon for you to be saying that.
Yeah.
Don't.
Might have to take back your
How
words
many-
later.
Yeah.
Hey, we're just like 23 minutes in.
Yeah, there's still 2/3 of the way, and
I'm just saying the process of getting to know people through a podcast is fun.
I agree.
In the process.
I feel like we should delay it further. Don't even like look at the person until the camera starts rolling. Wait as much as you can. Okay, but see, so you said you like to plan things out and you like to brainstorm with your guests or whatever. Don't you think that takes a bit of the, I don't know, the creative thought process away while you're recording? Because you have,
spontaneity.
yeah, the spontaneity.
The thing is, we don't exactly plan. It's not like a script or anything. It's more like the thing is, I'm good at kind of talking with when it comes to like a certain topic. At least I know what I'm going to be talking about. Like it'll be around that topic, so my brain will move around that topic. So when we're brainstorming, it's mostly for the comfort of the guests, so that they know what they have to talk about or they know what they want to talk about. And a lot of the topics that I do are like topics that are kind of like on the you need to hit a certain point, a certain set of points for like people to relate to what you're talking about, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get that.
That's very thoughtful of you in contrast to a certain podcast where we don't really give much thought to the guests and we just ask them to go with it.
Yeah. So I actually wanted to ask about that. So obviously you just said you're super planned out and all. So when Rahul came to you with this idea, like he must have told you that's not really planned out and all. So what was the reaction to it?
At
I told her many
first-
times actually.
At first, it scared me, so I was just like, you know what? It's fine. Like for me, like initially when I'm like trying to get like my brain wrap my brain around a certain idea, it's more like, yeah, fine. It'll be fine. And then like 2 days later, I'll be like, wait, it's not okay. Wait, how is this gonna take place? How is this gonna happen? And then like I feel like I texted him like thrice and asked him what we're gonna be talking about, like thrice. Every single time he was just like, bro, we don't plan shit out, bro.
Yeah,
We
I
don't
mentioned that
plan
very clearly multiple times.
But yeah.
Though I will say though, Rahul actually tried to plan something for this episode.
Yeah, but
Like not something, like very basic plan. Just
It's a lost cause. It's a lost
yeah,
cause.
it's a lost cause because both of us were like, no,
I didn't
we
know we
don't
were
plan.
recording today. I was watching a movie and Shreyas called me. It was pretty
Oh,
legit.
I knew it. I knew it. I told you. I told you to call him. I had a feeling.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
I still feel like there's a fun element to both.
Yeah.
Obviously, I think the content would probably be better when you're like planned and you have a
The
specific.
thing is, it's not like I want to plan it out. It's more like I have to, because if I don't, I feel like everything is going to fall apart.
Wow.
Yeah, that's my
Very-
abyss.
I mean,
That is my abyss.
oh, call back.
see,
Call
like-
back.
This is why I said it. This is why I said it. I had to.
So what's our
Right,
abyss?
so-
Do abysses change per person?
My abyss is my hair, personally.
My abyss is Shreyas' hair.
My abyss is crippling sadness.
Oh, so Shreyas' hair.
Oh.
Exactly.
Alright.
Right.
Okay,
But
so
actually, though, let's actually talk about this.
About your
what
hair?
are abysses?
About your hair?
Not my hair. We've talked about my hair enough.
Okay.
Okay.
Fair enough.
We've roasted my hair enough.
you know what?
My
You know
hair
what?
is
You know
really
what?
bad.
I've made the decision.
Mhm.
Abyss is my favorite word right now, and it will be for a while. It sounds too good. It sounds too
Congratulations.
good. It's come on. It's catchy.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right. So let's talk about abysses. So what is your abyss? So Saba said. I don't know
What
if I'm
he
pronouncing
said
it right.
He said it
It's-
right and then he changed it.
It's
No. It's
Saba. Saba.
Saba.
Really?
Saba. Okay. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Saba.
It's okay, cool.
So
So fancy.
Alright,
so
Sabha.
it's a beautiful name.
Sabha.
Just say Saba.
Right, so-
Please, just say
So
Saba.
the last Brain Cell podcast host said that her what's it? Abyss is not planning things out. So what are your abysses, Rahul and Tarun?
You wanna go first?
No, you go first.
I don't want to go.
Fuck you, man. He
Yeah.
does this every time. Okay. I overthink a lot. I'm pretty sure most people do. But
Yeah.
What a
It's-
sad guy.
no, it isn't sad. It's just pretty annoying because, like, even if you're confident about something, if you want to do something, you just keep thinking of the same thing for days, and you just end up thinking of all the possible outcomes, and it's just very. I don't know. Just you don't feel like doing it towards the end of it.
Right. Yeah, I relate to
Makes
a
sense,
certain
yeah.
extent.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Like, what do you mean by overthinking exactly? Like, what do you overthink?
Look, like let's say I'm playing a game of football.
Okay.
So, the day before the game, I'd probably think, okay, I might score this goal. I might do this. I might score this kind of a goal. I might, screw up. So there's every possibility in front of me. And when the game actually comes, I spend more time thinking about how I can like pull that off, rather than just playing normally. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And sometimes that could be bad.
Yeah, makes sense.
Hmm.
But are there times where it works out for you?
It could, yeah, it
Like,
could also
yeah.
work. Look, if you try hard enough to do something, you will put more effort into it. That's another side of it. So.
I mean,
I mean, I feel like that. Yeah.
you shouldn't be overthinking about it. Like, I mean, you know you can play football, and you know that you play well. So why would you be overthinking it?
Yeah, but you can't really control what you're thinking of. Like if I asked you to stop thinking right now, just have a blank mind, it's way harder than you'd expect it to be. And it's probably impossible. I'm sure something would be in your mind all the time. At least
Sorry,
for
what
me.
did
it
you
is.
say?
Like, having thoughts in your head and
the
having
fuck up,
like
Shreyas.
recurring having thoughts in your head and having like recurring thoughts that are like bothering you are two different things.
Maybe,
I-
maybe.
I feel like it's, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't
You're wrong.
overthinking kind of like planning? Oh,
No, it isn't. No, it isn't.
no. I mean, like in your specific case, you're talking about
No, I
like
didn't say I was saying, oh, I'm going to score a fucking bicycle kick tomorrow. No. I said, like, how is it going to play out? And I just think about that throughout. I'm not saying I'm going to do this.
okay.
I'm saying,
So
will I
you don't like
this
you
how
don't
will I
like
do this?
formulate a plan in your head. You're just
No.
worrying about whether you'll do it or not.
I don't think anyone who plays a sport
Yeah. How do
formulates
you
a plan
formulate a
for.
plan?
Yeah.
And they do that before the game.
What games have you been playing? You play chess, right? Obviously, chess, you'd have to formulate a plan.
No, but like I mean, like they have a basic rudimentary plan in mind.
Yeah, you
So-
score a goal. That's the basic plan. There's nothing more basic than that.
No, but like I'm saying, like let's say you know the other team, you know that they have like a certain, I don't know, like midfielders pattern or whatever, or they'll have certain people as midfielders, and you'll have some plans to counter those certain people, right?
He's not wrong. He's not wrong. That is
Yeah, he is
actually
right.
legit.
To be the tactic thing. No, but that's not what I mean.
We're overthinking about his
I get what you
overthinking.
mean.
It's pretty simple. It's he just likes to think a lot about stuff.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
What about you? What about you, Tarun? What's your abyss?
My abyss is a lot simpler. So my house in Kerala has a motor for water because nobody actually stays there. We don't need constant water supply.
Why does every house in Kerala have a motor? Why aren't there motors in
I
other
don't know why
houses?
the other houses don't have motors or have motors or whatever, but we don't live there all the time, so you just have to occasionally switch on the motor so to get water. My biggest fear is that I will go to have a bath and we will run out of water and I would just be standing there halfway through the bath.
Or with like soap all over your body and all?
Yeah, I don't
Oh
use
my
soap.
God.
I don't use soap. All that's beside the point. I
Oh,
would
you're a
just be
shower gel guy.
So you brush your
Do you
teeth
just-
once
do
a
you
day
just-
and don't use soap.
See, I like to go all natural.
How do you survive? How do you survive?
See, I have less body odor than 90% of people on this planet, so I make do.
How do you come up with those stats?
How?
Because 90% of the people around me stink.
Yeah, but that's 90% people around. What
Around
if
you.
you're the one stinking? What if you're the one stinking?
I challenge you.
You just
Come
think
down
it's
here-
other people.
Come down here and smell my
I-
armpits.
Uh,
No.
I don't think anybody wants.
Exactly.
definitely
see? Exactly. See,
Uh.
he's not gonna take it up.
I mean, the
Right.
reason we would be avoiding doing that is because we don't trust you in the fact that you don't stink.
No, I honestly don't stink.
You cannot go that route now. It's too far for
Right,
that.
right.
It's too far for that.
Right.
Alright. Regardless of whether you guys believe me or not, we have not reached a stage in podcasting technology where you can smell me, so that's beside the point, really. That
wanna
is
start
my
a
biggest
business?
fear. What?
You want to start a business?
To get people to smell each other on podcasts?
Virtual smell.
Didn't Google try to do that like a couple of years ago?
What
It
has
was an
Google
April Fool-
not tried?
I mean, it was an April Fool's prank, but like
Oh,
the concept was there.
It's an April Fool's
like-
prank. Sure.
Did Google try to do that?
This-
Oh my god.
Wait, why did they? Why?
It's cool.
Why not?
You can smell. You can't smell people online. You can now. It's something you cannot do. Can you touch somebody online? No. So you'd attempt to do it, if you could, with consent.
Sure. Good save.
He quickly added the with consent.
Good
I had to. You never know what people are clipping.
I'll just be happy if someone's clipping our podcast. It doesn't matter which part of it.
Oh, I'd be fucking celebrating.
Anyway, so that's my abyss. Like you're doing something important and it just stops halfway through because of things that's completely not in your control.
Okay, yeah, that makes a lot
That
more
makes
sense
sense.
than shower and not having
You
soap.
guys diverted me off the track. I was on the right track. You started talking
We
about
did
body
not.
Alright,
odor
alright.
and-
That was our fault.
I mean,
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
we're on the right track now. So,
Cool.
so
What about yours, Shreyas?
He told us.
no,
I didn't. He didn't.
It's not. Yeah.
it's not my hair.
It should
You
be.
guys wish it was
Are
my
you
hair.
sure?
but-
Bummer.
Are you sure?
You haven't even seen my hair.
Oh, we'll be showing her after this for sure.
Dude.
No, go
My hair
ahead.
looks
What's your
fantastic.
abyss?
My hair looks fantastic. But okay, so my abyss is like a fear of failure, honestly. So I don't like to fail at any. I don't like to be bad at
What?
anything.
You're joking.
Obviously, but no, I mean like if I'm starting to become bad at something, I just leave it. I don't touch it again.
Oh,
Oh my god.
So, so that's the reason I don't play a lot of sports because I'm bad at most of them. So I don't play a lot of sports, and then like a lot of things. If it doesn't feel like it's going my way, this is personal projects, not like team group projects or anything. But if I feel like something's not going my way, instead of like trying to make it go my way by maybe changing some things up, I just end up abandoning it and moving on to something else. And mostly because don't want to put out something that's bad. I want to put out something that's really good.
Mm-hmm. So
So which is
you
why I
just
like
basically want to do something that makes you proud. And
yeah, pretty
if
much.
you feel like it's not going to make you proud, you just quit.
Yeah, pretty much.
I
So
can't tell if
if I
that's-
don't like it,
See, but that's really
What?
counterintuitive to the fact that you usually do something over a period of time to get better at it.
Right.
yeah. So that's the point. That's the point. So like I that's supposed to be the way it is. But for me, like if I'm not at least somewhat decent at something in the beginning, then I usually end up just leaving it.
look. Here's the thing. I can't tell if this is good or bad. Because look, on one side, you're basically saying that you cannot settle for mediocrity. But
Right.
on the other side, you at the same time you're just quitting a lot of different things.
Is mediocrity a word?
I think so.
Yeah,
It's
it is.
mediocrity, isn't it?
Mediocrity, yeah.
Mediocrity.
That's
That's
It's
democracy.
hypocrisy.
Yeah, it's
Idiocracy.
hypocrisy, democracy. It's mediocrity.
What is there's an Asi as well? Oh, hypocrisy. No man,
Yeah.
fuck.
It's
That was
alright.
dumb. Anyway,
Okay.
it's besides the point.
Right. So, repeat your question. I kind of forgot.
It wasn't a question. It was just
Alright, repeat your statement.
Statements.
statements. Yes. So I was saying that on one side you want to be extremely good at everything you do, but at the other side,
Yeah.
on the other side, you're willing to quit everything. This is the first sign of failure.
Yeah, pretty much.
So
And
it's
so
tough.
like that's what. Yeah. So it's tough. It's not easy, and like it's not good at all. I think.
See,
Because
Go ahead.
so like I don't think it's good at all because like you said, like Tarun said earlier, that it's usually you take time to do something and you become better at it, and that's how you become good. But if you don't take the time to do something because you quit it because you're not good at it, then it's like a cycle.
So
of
I have a very
quitting.
important question for you. Why don't you just
Right.
not quit? What's stopping you from?
No, that's the thing. I don't feel motivated anymore. Like once I hit my first setback, unless I'm really, really, really into it, I just don't feel motivated to do it anymore.
Actually, a lot of people do the same thing, but just on a different level. It's just that we don't notice it much.
Right.
Just take for example, someone who runs fast naturally, right? Is
Yeah.
more likely to continue running than someone who has to start from ground up,
True.
right? It's just that
Yeah, that's
Shreyas,
true, yeah.
Shreyas goes the whole cycle and quits if he's not good at it,
Right.
right? Whereas the other people
Right.
just don't start because they're not good at it.
So it's more of an issue of motivation.
Right. It's not an
Yeah.
issue of whether it's his abyss or his black hole or whatever. It's just the fact that there's a lack of motivation in Shreyas' life. I think he needs to find the right woman. What do you think?
I agree.
I don't know where we got women from, but
Shreyas, why don't you have a woman?
I'm not motivated to find one.
How can we motivate you?
Did you? No, I'm not saying it.
Did you? She's gonna bring up her hair
Is
again.
it another is it
I'm
another
not-
hair joke?
No, it's not. It's not. I swear to God, it's not.
Hopefully.
Will you only date a blonde chick?
There's
That
not
was
many
not
blonde
an
chicks.
SQL.
There is not many blonde chicks in India. I have to say.
I don't know, man.
Are you joking? Like, half the girls in our college are blonde. Why is everyone
Oh.
blonde these days?
Oh,
Really?
yes.
Why is everyone blonde?
I don't know why
Why
everyone's blonde. I don't know why everyone's blonde. Every girl I see has the blonde thing and one bit of the hair.
And blonde is a cool color.
A bit rich coming from you, Shreyas.
He's gonna say.
Why do you think I got
He's-
blonde?
I
Why
have
do you think I got dyed blonde, man?
to fit in with them.
You don't-
That'd be a
No,
pretty
because I like
poor
blonde.
reason. When I say I like blonde, I mean I like blonde and women or something.
I'm not trying to impress you, man.
Who knows, man? Rahul and Shreyas have been pretty close for a while, and I've seen stuff getting steamy between them. So
Mm.
I have quite a few male stalkers actually. Shreyas, as you know.
Oh, I know about them.
see,
Yeah.
they even
You
share,
wanna-
they even share intimate secrets. So I mean, they just
No,
step
that's-
away.
Well, I share that with you guys. So
Look.
Make of
Polygamy
that what
is
you will.
illegal in India. Let's.
is it?
It's
Oh, yeah, it
illegal
is.
in India.
That's why.
I mean, why not?
Why?
No, why is it illegal?
I guess they don't want people having more than one wife. It's or one husband.
No, but it's up to them to choose. Why does the government care?
Right. The government's just saving a lot of people from the fact that they can't even get a single wife or husband. Forget two or more.
Think
like
of
that
the
you came
people
up with
with
that.
no wives or husband. Man. Yeah, think of the people
Yeah,
with no
that's
wives
thoughtful.
and husband.
That's
Wait, where did this even come from?
what polygamy?
I have no idea. We were
I think it
we were talking
originated.
about.
I think it
um,
originated in Persia, but I'm not sure.
I doubt that. I highly doubt
No,
it.
it
Originated in
did. He's not
Persia.
wrong though. It did originate in the Middle East.
See,
Ish.
see.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, there was also. Don't ask me how I know, but there was also like traces in China.
How do you know?
How do you know? How do you know?
My friend made me read an entire research paper for no reason.
So you know
About
that, but you don't know where your dad is from.
Wait. What?
What?
You know about research papers about polygamy, but you don't know where your dad was from. You had to think for that.
She knows. She just wasn't sure.
I mean, I'm.
That
yeah,
isn't
what
knowing.
he said. What he
No.
said.
She
No.
doesn't know my name.
You
She's not
can't
sure
feed
about
off-
that either.
No, I know your name.
Ironic how her name is
Wow.
extremely difficult to pronounce, and yet she's the one who doesn't know yours.
What's his name?
What's my name?
Tarun, right?
Ah, come on, man.
Oh god damn it! Well, it would have been way more funnier if she didn't get it.
Yeah.
The real ones call him Menon.
Yeah, the fake
Call her
ones
Menon?
call me Menon.
I'm a real one.
The fake ones call me Menon. Don't take his
wow.
word for that.
Alright.
Is
So-
is it Menon or Menon?
Yeah, I don't give a damn, honestly. I just
No,
think
tell me,
how
tell
you
me.
feel like.
No, I'm from Kerala as well, so I want to know. I want to get it cleared up.
See, it's Menon,
Ah,
but
I've been fucking up all along.
honestly, a lot of people don't like the way that sounds, mostly because they
Yeah.
can't say it like that.
It doesn't spell like that
Wait, so
either.
it's Menon, not
Yeah.
Menon.
It's
No,
not Menon. That sounds like melanin.
Woman in.
Men in black. That's how you say Menon.
Melanin. Anyway,
Menon.
The men and the woman and the children and.
Oh, that was lame.
That was, that was properly lame. I don't know how to break that to you.
I'm talking to myself. Man.
Yeah, see?
Oh, that's fine. That's in the
He's
clear
in this
then.
abyss.
Right, but we were talking about black holes. I mean abysses,
What?
and we
They're
came to
very different things.
abysses, and we came to this one. Menon's name.
Surnames. My name
Surnames.
is Tarun.
I swear every episode Shreyas has to show how we've gone from one topic to another.
Because it's funny.
Every single episode. People
that
are watching.
funny?
Is that
If
the
they're
only
watching,
thing
they'll know.
funny about us? Is that honestly the only thing you find funny about us?
I mean, it is one of the things that I find funny.
To be fair, though, we are pretty unfunny. So, I mean, he has
No,
a point.
I think we're pretty funny, man. I think we should.
I think I'm funny.
See,
I think I'm funny as well, but in a different way.
my case is being proven every second that goes past.
Okay.
Right. So Right.
Saba wanted to talk about mental
Whoa,
health.
what are we?
No, I don't. I don't want to
No.
bring anything up. No.
Okay, I was going to say,
Because
what
we're
is your
clearly not the best of it, so.
I feel like that's what people think when they're like, "Oh, I want to talk about this," but then they watch a few episodes and like, maybe they're not the best people to talk about it.
No, that's not it. It's more like I'm trying to go with the flow. I don't want anything planned.
But was
This
this
is
not
my
the
pet
flow?
project.
I did bring it up.
I stopped the flow, didn't I?
No, it's fine. I mean, I
You
stopped
kind
the
of
flow.
The flow
interfered
never
with the flow.
stops.
The flow never stops.
never stops.
I'll tell
Yeah.
you what
Yes.
is. I'll tell you what is a great song. "The River Flows in You" by Yiruma. That was a great
Yiruma?
song. Yeah, yeah.
Oh my
yeah.
god, yeah.
That is a great song.
That is.
See, now you've stopped
Right.
the flow.
That was
Your
a,
fault.
that was
It's
a
your
different
fault.
flow. You know, like.
How was it? Okay. Do you
Right.
like
So
it?
let's.
Do you like it when people who aren't very educated in terms of mental health constantly post stories about mental health and call people out for not posting stories about mental health?
Let me just. Okay, see, I don't have a problem with you putting up stories about like mental health awareness and stuff like that, but I would prefer it if you would look at that like post that you're putting up, read it, swipe through the slides, educate yourself as well, and then put it on your story. And like honestly, I don't have anything against people who are putting it on their story. I just have something against people who are like constantly behaving like advocates when they're the reason why someone else's mental health is suffering.
Hmm. She's preaching. Look,
No,
I
it
think
makes sense. It makes sense.
it does. It does. It. What annoys me is something very similar. I don't like it when people act like they know everything about mental health, and a lot of like extremely young people. Obviously, young people could have it, but there's people who have like the worst reasons. Like someone could just break up with their boyfriend, or the boyfriend would say hello to another girl, and they'd just be like, "Oh, I have depression now," and they'd continue to
Oh, God.
post like shitty quotes.
I literally get goosebumps when someone uses depression instead of sad. Like it's so irritating. That's when those thoughts come in, and I don't want people to hear them.
Is it like the difference
And,
between
one-
diarrhea and chronic diarrhea?
I don't know why we're talking about
What?
diarrhea.
Um,
See, and
you
this
can't
is
just say
why.
that and go silent.
I think that's a great analogy actually. Should be included in my list of great analogies.
Right. So please explain this analogy.
So that's the first one on that list then.
See, diarrhea comes and goes, man, but chronic diarrhea, it's with you for the rest of your life. So, I think.
Doesn't that work for literally any chronic disease? Why do you have to pick diarrhea?
Exactly. Good
Yeah.
point. Good point.
But I mean, it doesn't make sense if you think about it because sadness is just sadness. Depression is a whole lot of other symptoms other than sadness.
So yeah, they're nothing the same.
So we need something like
Terrible
diarrhea,
analogy.
but,
No, just stop.
with,
Just
with
stop.
more.
You're massacring the whole debate with the diarrhea analogy.
I don't know,
But
man.
one more thing that like kind of it's like a pet peeve. When people start like depression posting, on their stories or whatever, like it doesn't matter the reason. I guess I get that like for some people it is their way of coping, but a lot of times I just see like I'm scrolling through my stories and all, and I just see someone like post some really edgy stuff, like the sun will never shine again or something like that. And I don't know, like feel like all that kind of stuff should be kind of kept private, and unless
There's actually
Yeah.
a lot of people that enjoy suicide memes.
I mean, suicide memes are different.
A lot.
I think.
No, but they're worse. I assume they're worse.
I
It could be
mean,
triggering for people.
yeah, it could. But I mean,
There might
see,
be.
the thing about like posting like sad stuff on your like story and stuff, like the best thing about social media is that you can just scroll or swipe. Like it doesn't really matter. You're just looking at that thing for like 2 seconds. You're like, oh, and you just swipe.
I've
So-
seen shit that scarred me for days.
I mean, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the sad like quotes and stuff like that.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
I was talking about like the WAP song and people doing TikToks on that. But anyway.
And do you think the influx of pages that have these quotes is a reason for this? There's like so
Um,
many.
Can you blame them though? If people are sharing them,
Right,
it's
right. But which came first? People sharing them, or was it the other way around? Did the pages come up first and people started sharing them, or there was a clear demand for it and the pages came up?
Demand?
I
I
mean,
guess so. I guess there was a demand for it. Yeah.
based on Instagram logic. You cannot share something unless it's already on Instagram.
Exactly. So I think the pages came up first, right?
Probably yes.
probably, yeah.
No, so I think no, I think like obviously there's more social media sites than Instagram. So I think like maybe it got popular on some other site, and then people start posting it here. And then demand and supply. So meme pages start posting all depression memes and all that stuff, and depression quotes and all that stuff because people apparently like that.
A lot of people do because some of them people consider them funny because not because they relate to it, but just you know how people like stuff that they can't have. So
What?
people when you can't relate to something, you just find it funny. It's weird to say, but that's how a lot of these like edgy memes are something people find funny because it's not something commonly talked about.
I
So you don't
mean,
see many jokes about them.
I guess you're right, but
So I can make jokes
I can't
about
think of an example though.
polygamy. I can think of an example. I can make jokes about
I
polygamy
I
Of
all I
don't
want,
course
like the
man.
you
example
can.
already.
Because I can't have it. It's India.
I
But
don't
I
see why you
think
cannot.
It's illegal. It just is.
There's a lot of other stuff that's illegal.
Yeah,
People
but
still do them.
it's pretty clear when you have more than one wife because you have to get that stuff registered. You realize, right?
Is it just wife or is it
What is this
affairs?
obsession with polygamy?
It's a thing. We get obsessed with something for a while, or rather, I get obsessed with something for a while, and we just have to kind of deal with it.
Okay.
and we usually carry on like topics
No,
from
don't.
previous episodes for no reason. I'm not saying anything.
He's
I'm
gonna do
just
it.
saying
I think
we
he's
carry
gonna
on
do it.
No,
I think
some
he's
no,
gonna do
we're
it. I
topics,
think
so
he's gonna
some
do it.
close.
topics,
We're this
some
close. We're
topics,
I
this
think he's going to
close.
do it.
some topics. I'm not going to say anything else, but some topics.
Even suggesting it should be banned, man.
Uh,
Uh,
okay. So anyway, back to depression. So I
nice, nice. Back to the podcast.
Uh,
I have a question. Do you guys think that all these depressive memes, suicide memes and all, are kind of normalizing depression, like as in fake depression and all that stuff?
It's a good question.
it's a good
I feel
question.
like as I said, social media as a whole should just be discarded. But you can't do that because that's the way the world runs right now. Like everything you get is from social media. Like a lot of people self-induce a lot of mental health issues because of what they're looking at on social media. So yeah, I don't know what kind of point I was trying to make, but what I'm saying is a lot of the stuff that you see online is what influences you right now. Like the media that you're looking at is what influences you. So you can't help what's happening to your brain.
Right, but then you see, people use social media equally to kind of. Well, I don't even know how to put this into words. Like you said, it should be discarded, right?
No, I said that it should be, but it can't be because
right,
that's
right,
the way that the world runs right
But
now. You can't.
ideally, you would try to discard it, right? But then I know a lot of people who advocate for actually using social media as a platform for change. So if you, in an ideal world, if
Yes,
you
see,
do
that
discard
makes
it,
sense. I mean, that's exactly why I said that you can't discard it because that's the way the world runs right now. Like, ideally, I would say get rid of all the negative stuff that's on there, but how can you filter out that much? You can't.
I mean,
It's
that's true of
social media is a
anything.
big tool in like doing anything right now, be it like advocating for mental health or advocating for change, be it for your businesses, be it for anything. But there is that whole negative like aspect of it that needs to be like kind of removed, which you can't do. I don't know if that made sense.
Right, I
It
understand,
does.
but then that
No,
leaves
it makes sense.
people
Yeah.
in a kind of dilemma. Do you should you trust what you see on there? Should you not?
At least they have the option.
Yeah, it's completely up to your discretion at the end of the day. Then
Mm-hmm.
that's pretty tricky. Better refine your discretion.
Yeah, but like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is like something that you go in loops about. I mean, I've had listened to debates where people just kept going in loops till the judges stop them because this topic is
It's
something that you keep
meaningless.
like going round and round in because you can't avoid it. But it is ideal that you avoid the negative stuff on there. But you can't avoid social media as a whole because like you'd have to avoid it as a whole if you don't want to see the negative stuff because you can't filter out that much.
So I have a question actually. So you like let's say we remove social media. So do you have any like alternative in mind?
Just
Or
go to
no?
sit
Absolutely
at a
not.
campfire and sing on a banjo or something. That's what I'd do.
I'd say educated papers, like she said, journals or scientific journals would be your best bet for information all through, right?
Yeah, but so social media is more than just like information, right? Social media is a way to connect with people that it's hard to connect with earlier.
Join a
Right.
So it's a way
forum,
to connect with people.
join a club,
Look,
join a forum.
Forum is technically social
it's
media.
just flashy. That's why people use social media. It looks appealing. You
Right.
want to be on it. That's the difference between a journal, a research paper,
See,
and social media stuff you read online.
the
No,
ideal
but
social
as
media
Tyrone
user.
said, like you get a larger reach using social media. It's
Yeah, of course you do.
I said
so
that.
I don't have any alternative to it. Like I've thought about it a lot, and I don't see any good alternative to it. There's no way around it. You just need to kind of try to understand that what you're seeing is just for those 2 seconds. You're just looking at it and scrolling, or like you're looking at it and swiping. It's meaningless after that, is what you need to, unless it's something that actually makes sense, and unless it's something that is important for you to know about as this thing, like it's like informative, then yeah, sure. But like if it's something that you particularly think is not really important, then just don't register it as important, I guess. I don't know.
But
See,
like I
what we're
said,
debating here is we're basically talking about how it could be easier. Like, life is not easier without a telephone. We can communicate
Right.
with people because of a telephone. It's essentially the same thing, but it's even easier now because social media, you don't even need to call. You can just drop a text and reply later as well. It's
Right.
way easier and there's really no way out of it. The question
Right.
was whether the were you talking about memes normalizing it, Shreyas?
yeah, I think
Yeah, I
so.
was talking about yeah.
I don't think they normalize it. I don't think they normalize it. I think what it does is it makes it a more commonly seen term. So people see
Right.
depression in memes and they just come across it again and again and again and again. And then they end up just using it in the regular vocabulary,
Right.
replacing sadness with it.
I
So
mean,
in
Right.
that way, it does get normalized, but it's not really normalization. It's
that's
common.
true
No,
of
but
anything, right? Like
It's
the
more
more
like
it's spread, the more normal it becomes.
Hmm.
specifically
no,
memes.
but it's more
I
like
kind
you're
of
ignoring the right. Go ahead. Go ahead.
right. So 1 second, I lost my train of thought.
I'm so sorry.
As he always does.
He likes to say
That's
train
right.
of thought.
It's a
Saba,
good it's a
go
cool
for it.
phrase. Go for it. I'll get back later.
What I was saying was that like the term depression does not hold any more weight when it's like seen again and again by people using it in like normal sentences. So the word loses its depth
Yeah.
as such.
Hmm.
Like there is
Yeah.
no. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. What like this is kind of an extension to what she's saying. So I feel like memes specifically kind of like promote like a nonchalant way of talking about depression. So suicide memes. So you can have something like when you fail to submit your homework, and then there's just a guy hanging himself, and it kind of promotes like it's depression is not a big deal, that kind of mindset.
Surprisingly, that meme and the reference makes sense. I
Yeah.
get what you're trying to say.
Right, I know, and like Rahul said, the more something spreads, the more normal it's going to become. That's unavoidable. But especially in the form of memes, it's almost like you're reducing it, right? It's almost like you're
Right.
reducing the value or the
Exactly.
significance of that.
Exactly.
And that's something you can't
Right.
really tackle because memes are almost a universal way of communication now.
Right.
These are fantastic.
And there's a lot of good memes out there, but then they also have their own negatives, as Shreyas pointed out.
I could make
Right.
Chase a meme right now. I have photos of his hair. Like countless memes I could make.
Why do we always go back to my hair? My hair is
I need to
fantastic.
see it
This
now.
is
Like
some.
I need to know if what I'm
This is some side
visualizing.
You
Don't worry.
must, you must.
Even if you
Right.
didn't want to, you'd still be seeing it.
Yeah, it's honestly unavoidable.
Yeah. Another thing. On the topic. While we're on the topic, I don't like it when people, I've seen a lot of social justice warriors somehow believe that they are the only ones who know about something, and then like they start saying, "Oh no, I post like I read this post on Instagram, so I know more than you about mental health," and then they just go after you for not doing something or not saying something to other people.
That's more like an ego issue. It's because they have a bigger platform and because they have
Yeah, exactly.
a wider range of people that are looking at them. They kind of just don't want to admit when they're wrong. Like recently, I came across this one video. I forget her name. I know she's an actress or a singer, or I don't know who she is. But have you heard of Harry Styles recently coming up on the cover of Vogue?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right. So
Yeah, he was
basically,
wearing a dress or something.
right. And basically,
Yeah.
the reason why this made news is because it's really like it's the first time that a male has been on the cover of Vogue wearing a dress, you know?
Hmm.
So I feel like it's a way what she said on her live IGTV video, which there's a lot of impressionable audience. That when you have a larger platform, you're bound to have a lot of people who look up to you and a lot of people who take your word against like anyone else's. So you need to be very careful with what you're saying. But the thing is, basically said that she basically belittled feminine men, and she said that the what she said that what she said was we are normalizing things that are abnormal. But how do you even set the boundaries of what is normal when you don't even know what normal is? Where did the term normal come from? Where did the term abnormal come from? Who are you to set the tone of normal? Why is it abnormal for a man to wear a dress? Or why is it abnormal for a woman to, I don't know, cut her hair extremely short? It's a whole, like, it's
Just
a
please
whole,
don't bring up hair. Please don't bring up hair.
She is a bit of a slump.
no, but like, yeah, she said a bunch of stuff that was like, but I couldn't get through the video because like my anxiety didn't allow it. Like I literally like watched like till like I don't know 6 minutes of it. It was like a 10-minute video of her just ranting to emasculate, protect our society. But and I couldn't get through it at all because imagine the feminine guys or the feminine men who are following her just thinking, okay, I looked up to her. What happened?
There's just a lot of people who have a massive following and don't have the responsibility to back that up right now.
Yeah.
And that's an issue that needs serious tackling. But I mean, it's in the people's hands who they follow, so I guess it's our own fault as well, to a fair degree.
I've always thought I'd be a better famous person than Jimmy Fallon.
Anybody
Anyone can be a better
that's-
famous person than Jimmy Fallon.
What a cunt! What a cunt! I used to watch his show and I used to love him as a kid, and then as I grew older, I realized he
God,
was
same.
scum. I don't like
He's-
Jimmy Fallon.
He's a typical kiss ass. It's sad.
The laughs is
I
what
feel
really.
like I feel like the only good late night show hosts are Conan
If you
O'Brien.
don't say, oh, thank you, it's Conan.
Yeah,
Yes.
Conan O'Brien, and like I'm sure there are like other people also. I can't really think of anyone right now.
Jimmy
Jimmy
Kimmel.
Kimmel used to
He's disgusting.
be good. I don't like him anymore
No, I
now.
don't
I
like him
hate to
anymore.
break it to you,
Ah.
but Conan's a fair bit overrated.
I don't
Who's
think
that?
so.
It's true.
Who's
It's
the
true.
carpool karaoke guy? I keep forgetting his name.
Who's the what?
the carpool karaoke guy.
Oh, that's James Corden.
Oh,
Yeah, I love James Corden.
I don't like James
At
Corden.
least James Corden is like he's fun.
James Corden keeps a low radar in comparison to
True,
the
true,
other.
true. Yeah.
Oh, so, like I heard like stories. I don't know if they're true or not, but apparently he's like a real asshole offset.
Probably.
So
Really?
like yeah.
Yeah, that-
So apparently like, he mistreats his workers and all that stuff. So
Oh, it's a whole Ellen story all over again.
Yeah. Fuck
basically.
Ellen as well.
honestly,
But like
how does
on
this
a,
work?
on a lesser scale, like at least he pays his workers. He just treats them like shit.
Conan is a sweetheart. He makes videos with his workers. He makes jokes with them.
Conan is fantastic, and I'm sure I like Trevor Noah, but like
Oh,
yeah, I like Trevor Noah. Like sometimes I feel like his jokes might be a little too
Political.
overdone.
Overused.
Oh.
Overused, yeah.
Overuse, yeah. So
I
it's
feel
not
like he was
necessarily.
good. I feel like he was good, but he's also not really that great anymore. Like I don't really like go on like YouTube or like on my TV and just like look at his like stuff anymore. I don't watch his stuff anymore.
I feel like the issue with a lot of these, like especially American late night hosts, is they just keep talking about politics a lot, and not just like politics. I mean, like Trump specifically. So at first it might be funny, but they just talk about him every single day. It's like making the same joke over and over each podcast.
I mean, I've
Definitely doesn't sound similar
heard
to.
I've heard the Cheeto joke a lot about Trump. Like a lot.
Where the Cheeto is involved, the hair color or something.
He looks like a
His
Cheeto.
face.
basically.
Oh,
We
Yeah.
always
He's
come back to
orange.
hair.
orange. Okay, yeah, of course, yeah. Yeah, I
And
feel
yeah,
like
basically,
talk
yeah,
show
all
hosts-
these.
Hey, were you gonna say something? We're just cutting
No,
you
I'm
off.
just saying that all these jokes are overused and overdone. That's it.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, we are a fair bit past our usual time actually.
Oh wait, things
Oh.
wanted.
Are we?
We're 2 minutes past our usual barrier.
Oh, that's nice.
What is normalcy, like Saba said?
Yeah, what is normalcy?
Yeah,
Your
we can-
name definitely
normal.
isn't. The pronunciation definitely isn't.
Saba. It
But I like
something
it.
you'd have with teeth.
Just pronounce it as Saba.
It sounds
No,
like
no, I refuse.
this should have with teeth.
Sabo.
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 Saba.
Saba. It's just
Saba.
two syllables.
Saba.
Saba. Saba.
Saba.
Saba.
Sabo.
Yeah, right.
Right, got it.
Can I get the outro on this one?
If you want to.
They're never gonna let me do the outro or the
Yeah.
intro.
We're not letting you ever again.
Yeah, that's kind of decided between. Anyway, I'm glad we ended our podcast on the health benefits of coconut water. Be sure to like,
Me
share,
too.
subscribe.
Me too.
Do the usual stuff. Have fun. It's a great week. It's probably raining where you live, but then it's also
No.
raining in your head. So I mean, deal with it. I have not much else to say. Goodbye.
You're not gonna thank the guests. I usually do that.
I usually do that. I'm so much better than you.
Yeah, why not gonna thank me?
Jesus Christ, this guy, man, can't get enough of himself.
I like myself. Is that too much to
See,
handle?
I was just about to. You pointed out
No, you
before I was
weren't. You
about
said
to.
thank you, and you were done.
Alright, so thank the guest.
Alright, thank you, Saba, for joining us today. It's been
Saba.
amazing.
Sabo.
We've turned into a guest podcast, if you haven't noticed. So thank you for being part of
So
that
we're-
cause.
Hmm
We
You,
would
you
love
guys
to-
should be honored to have had me.
Yeah,
I'm a
honestly. Yeah.
You should have been
Be
honored
honored to
be
have
here.
that name.
Yeah.
We should all be honored.
Yeah. I am.
I am
very
I am
honored.
as well. Good night, my dear fellows, if you're watching this in the night. We'll see you next episode.